Hello, welcome to Deep Heights. My name is Deborah. Welcome to my space. I had an idea for a read, and this is the first time that I'm doing this. So we're just gonna roll with it. It's called a spirit walk, where it's not specific for a sun sign or moon or rising. It's for you, it's for me, it's for them, it's for everyone. We're gonna take a walk with the cards, with spirit, and I'm gonna use the animal deck, get some energies, and we'll move to tarot, and we'll listen, and we'll look, and we'll feel, and we'll walk. I've been sitting here for a minute, just being. I had this idea at like midnight, and usually I'm in bed really early because I wake up early, and I wanted to do it right then. And I had things to do early this morning, so I have a mini break, and I came home so I could do this. So that's how important it is to me to do this. So there must be something here. Okay, so sorry, my music might be a little loud. Who's walking with us? Ooh, a lot of like the whole half the deck fell out, knocked out of my hands. Chunks fall out. I don't always like to pick up chunks. The elephant and the dragon are with us. Me, with you, spirit. There's a softness I feel with this dragon's eye. Protection. The eye of the dragon. The unseen. With the elephant. The keeper of the flame, the flame there in the trunk. In the back trunk, if we think about the name of a trunk, the boot. The trunk is in the back. It holds things, carries things. It's a storage. It's being kept for you. Spirit walking beside you, keeping its own flame and keeping your flame. You keep your flame. Spirit keeps its flame, and together you walk. Two flames. Because I feel like this is you, and this is spirit. It's the dragon. Because we're walking. I say we, but I don't know how to word this yet. So the energy of the elephant spirit, it's majestic when you watch those videos and you see how sweet they are with each other. They mourn their dead. As mothers, they're very sweet, and there's like a video of a baby elephant pitching a fit. In the book, and I've seen other readers talk about how the elephant energy is a clearer of ways, clears the way, moves obstacles out of the way. Because the way isn't always clear. If we're on a walk, if we're on the walk of life, the path, the way, the road, maybe the road becomes unclear and it's overgrown, or we've gotten off and we've gotten away. but we're not alone. We're never really alone. We have ourselves, but Spirit's there, closer than you think. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear, even though we only see the eye. And it's just one eye because we're not the only one that exists. There are many of us, many walkers, many spirit walkers. It's also like the womb, the vision that emerges from the womb, a new vision. Maybe Spirit is seeing you in a different light, in a different way, because you're overcoming obstacles. You found your own will, not will to destroy or like will to just overcome, like there's a wall and I'm getting over it. No. This is an acceptance of the reality of the challenges of life, and we meet them, and we carry our flame through the dark, or we hide our flame while we're in the dark, and we're in the dark if we're in the dark, because there's the little red circle, and that makes me think about Mars, a warrior. Because the elephant can't be said to be delicate. There's a sweetness there, but it isn't a delicate animal. Like you don't see it sipping tea. Sorry. Yeah, that's a funny image. I'm gonna let those sit because they need to unfold. Or maybe they just need to sit. Feeling like a vision in the dark. This red with this dot. Mars. L-E-L is denotes a god. I don't know what that means. Like phantasm, fantasy, fantastical. Magical there. God of magic. Mercury. I was saying Mars as well. The magician. You're a magician. The elephant is a magician. And that the dragon eye is what he's got in here in his mind, and that's how he fights his consciousness. He uses his wits, but not just his wits, but yes, his wits, because you need to be clever. That's where Mercury comes in. But Mars comes in to help the action of the cleverness. And I think this pleases the dragon. I think this pleases Spirit. People always ask God for things. Whatever you believe. Like, God, give me money. God, give me a new house. God, give me strength. What do we give to God? Do we give God hope? Can we inspire God? And I think that's what you're doing. I think this elephant character, this energy, this spirit, whatever you're doing, whatever way you're walking and how you're walking it, pleases God. Or Spirit. Walking with it. Spirit is here. Because it wants to be here. Spirit has free will too. If you can hear my neighbors, I'm sorry, they're doing some construction right there. Anyway, I apologize. The point of this, for me, what I wanted was to discover more things about myself and to talk about it and to think about it, to consider it with you, with me. If you want to walk with me, you can walk with me right now. And I feel like, I'm just looking at the hawk. There's another symbol of spirit, of freedom. Freedom. Flying alone. Life is challenging. We get tired. I get tired. But I still get up and I get it done. Requires some discipline, you know. The dragonfly. Magic. This is always a card of magic. Magic to me. I just picked up a little bit of Hanged Man energy just because of the air and then the symbol of water here. I think of the Hanged Man as kind of the card of Libra Scorpio, cusp of that 7th, 8th house kind of exchange, of balance, of repose, but still recognizing the need for reconsideration. Something needs to be reconsidered here. Because we have the eye of the dragon, and now we have the dragonfly. Fly symbolism by themselves, I read recently, symbolize perseverance. Because you have a fly in your room, that fucker, good luck. I mean, the only person who got a fly was Miyagi. So, pardon my French. Dragonflies are guides in a forest. I think of like Rivendell or Mirkwood, you know, for the fairies, that the woods are full of dragonflies and their wings glitter. There's a lightness. Dragons are large, but this still has the might and the feel of the dragon, but it's light like the Fool, like the Hanged Man. He's very light. In the Thoth deck, he's very light. The elephant is heavy. The elephant is not light. Mercury is light. We're talking about Mercury, the wit, the mind, the will. Mars can give the it's like Mars is like the motor to the dragonfly to get it up, you know, off the ground. To be heavy and light at the same time. Deep heights, to fly deep. This is a reminder, you know, not just duality, but perseverance and heaviness and will to go and to move. That whatever you're going through, keep going. You know, to be light and heavy and go. Because the elephant's going. He's like Twinkle Toes. You know, he's a force. He's strong. I'm saying he, but it could be a she. Strength, endurance, focus. This elephant is going somewhere. He's focused on his goal, and nothing is going to get in the way. He's going to have challenges. He might have to go up a hill, through the mountain, through the mines of Moria, and face the death of his people and fight Balrogs and goblins and trolls. But he's going to be like Gimli, and he's like, let them come. Yeah. Because Gimli was a dwarf, but he could run. He could run for 3 days with Legolas and how could I totally space on his name? Aragorn. Size, like something about size here. Perception. Because we have the eye, we have a dragonfly, and we have an elephant. These are all different sizes. Metamorphosis as well, talking about the elephant being the magician. We're going to get one more, and we're going to get some tarot. Excuse me. What's the obstacle? Can't even hold a card. The whale is the obstacle. Can't even hold a card. The whale. Largesse. The whale, symbolizes the unknown and like the abyss. The stories like Jonah and the whale, the 3 days, and he has to go into the dark and the night. Also, that 3-day thing makes me think about winter solstice when the sun dies. So there could be something there that at that time that you're focused on that's going to end and begin again at the end of December. Whale. To scream and cry, a wailer. Well is a hole where you can get water. But a whale. Cool whip. A whale. Talking about size here. And there's the one eye. It's left eye. This is a left eye. Lunar. Funnily enough, about the lunar, and I wasn't going to say anything because I have the way I have my deck set up. I grabbed the Rider-Waite deck, which is in front of another Rider-Waite deck. I think it's I don't remember what it's called, but it has this back on it. And it was stuck to it, and it was the moon card. It was the moon card. So I just had it sitting here because I didn't feel like getting up. I'm putting it back because I can put it back when I'm done. It doesn't have to go back right now. But that kind of makes sense, even though I don't have this deck over here and this card wanted to be here and it wanted to be out. And I was like, oh, well, I wonder if this card is going to have a point. Is it going to have a purpose? Or is it just here? And it does have a point and a purpose because it goes with the whale. The unknown is the obstacle because we don't know. When the sun goes down and it dies, if you're observing the stars or however that happens, and you're like, oh, the sun isn't moving because the sun moves, and then the sun stops moving. So if you're observing the skies and the heavens, and it's the first time, and every day for the last 357 days, you've observed the sun move, and then all of a sudden it doesn't move, you're gonna probably panic. The sky is falling. The sky has stopped. The sun has stopped. It's not moving. It's died. It's died. And then you don't even have the moon. You just in the belly of the whale. And there's all this confusion, like how I'm speaking, like, because that's what it is. It's chaos. It's confusion. But can you maintain that cool calm? That focus, that laser beam of focus? Intelligent focus. the mind of Mercury and the will of Mars. Light, the spirit of the fool, and the hanged man. Go on with the flow, even though you're still, because you're fooling them. Because the hanged man's like, yeah, you think I'm not moving, but I'm moving inside. I'm moving in my mind, in my heart, in my spirit. I'm not fixed. I'm not really fixed here. I'm all movement. I'm fooling you. And the dragon's like, well done. It's my boy or my girl. The obstacle is the whale. The spice in the worm. Worm in the spice. Yeah, you know. Just give me a moment, please. When I think about, well, we see different things when we look at the cards all the time because they have different things to say. But the whale, he comes from the deep. And there's a little crawfish on the bottom of there. And crawfish live in the water. They live in the bayou. They live in the mud. They're mud bugs. And they're bottom dwellers. I don't think that a whale is a bottom dweller, but there's something about coming to the surface here. Surface to air. Coming up from the deep. My foot's asleep. Life gives us these experiences and to learn and to grow, to change, to move and be still at the same time somehow. But I think that as time unfolds and the seasons change or the way that the stars move and the energy that's available to us, like through the zodiac, as we go through the signs or we go through the seasons, that there are opportunities for us. And if we just looked long enough, maybe we're so focused on something else, on achieving something, that we're forgetting something else. Like we're walking to the goal, you know, and we don't see all this beauty around us maybe. But that's one thing, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that right now there's an opportunity to bring something from within, maybe that's troubling or that's scary or that we don't understand or that maybe makes us feel a little mad and scary because it's going to have to put us in the dark for 3 days. And we're not going to know that it's only going to be 3 days. All we're going to know is that we're in the dark. And we're not going to know. And it might feel like longer than 3 days. It might feel, you know, the dark night of the soul is never a night. It's many nights. It can be lifetimes. It can be eternal in the moment, in the now. But the sun always rises. You're not alone in the dark. When in Narnia, when they go into that dark part of the sea, into the land of dreams, and she's afraid, and she hears Aslan, and he's like, courage, dear heart. It's what you're, you know, being reminded. There's always an eye on you, even when you're in the dark. I was listening to an Alan Watts, I don't remember if it was this morning or last night. He was saying, not that life is a game, but we've because the universe wants a thrill. He said the universe, it wants a thrill, and you can't know that it's just a thrill or it won't be a thrill. And that he says it so beautifully. But it's like that kind of, you know, when you say, okay, I need to do this. I need to bring this up from the deep, from the dark. I need to go into the belly of the whale, and it's going to be scary, and I'm not going to know what's going on. There's those two towers there. and they're miles apart, you know, poles apart. It makes you think about the division bell from Pink Floyd, because you're divided from the light, but there's that line is so thin. Okay, I could go on and on and on, and if you're still walking with me, that's awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Okay, I'm gonna use the Thoth deck. I'm gonna put the moon card back over there. And what may we know about the elephant? What may we know about the elephant? It's magic, that fire. In the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, he talks about going down into the halls of Amenti, and he sees those flames. Those I think he calls them blue flames, but I always saw them as blue, because I think I'm blue. My flame is blue. My star is blue. Because we carry it with us, whether we realize it or not, in our blood, in our cells, in our breath, in who we are. You can't help but carry it. That's the magic, that's the dragon. Because Draco, dragon star, that constellation. What may we know about the elephant? The magician, the Nine of Swords, and the Knight of Discs reversed, was saying that I feel a little bit of mania here. Mania for movement. Yeah. You know, not everyone who's moving is healthy, right? Like people in the gym, you see them and they're they're just going for it. And you know that's not always healthy. Maybe they like they have to move, because if they don't move, then they have to think, and they have to be still, and that's scary. Being in the belly of the whale is scary because we can't move, but it's coming. That moment is coming up from the deep. All right, and when you're there, it's going to be scary. Nine of Swords. But Nine of Swords is you're your own worst enemy. Like Eight of Swords, you're in the mind, the palace, that mind fuckery, a mind palace of stuck, and there's all these rooms, and there's just echoes. Nine of Swords, you're like, I'm here because I'm here, and they're bloody. These swords are bloody because it's painful. It's bloody fucking painful. Make no mistake. See that red dot in his mind? Blood in the mind. Bloody mind. Something's there with that, but painful in the mind. Mars. Fighting against ourselves. Mars. Shit. Mars and Aquarius. The Fool. The star is Aquarius. Unclear, being unclear with the moon. Where's the moon? Yeah. But after the moon, before the moon is the star, and then you have the sun. Yeah. Talking about stars. And you're not going to be able, you're not going to feel strong and wise like the Knight of Discs. This is Virgo energy. You're not going to feel like you're going to feel unstable, and it's going to feel like it's fucking maddening. And you have no, you're going to forget everything that you've ever known. Because the Knight of Discs, he knows, and he's not afraid. He and his horse know the ways of the world, but it's going to take you out of this world, and you're going to be really uncomfortable, and you're going to be the magician, because it's a test. The magician is also about tests. Who you're going to be sorely tested. We're being sorely tested on this spirit walk today. But you're not alone. The kingdom is within. Your own kingdom, it's in you and your heart. And if you feel disconnected from that because you're all up here in your mind, let it go. Let it go. Remember the magic. What may we know about the dragon? Oh, y'all, my legs are asleep. Sleep. Okay. What may we know about the dragon? Oh, but the devil reversed and the Seven of Cups. That's interesting. Venus and Scorpio. Oh, it's going to be icky in that belly of the whale, y'all. It's going to be icky, icky. He's got some toxic fumes, poison up in his belly, and they need to be cleansed. Okay? The devil reversed. The first feeling that I have with the devil reversed is that, Saturn is about limits and limitations. And I feel like there's a need to let this, like, if this has been a little pond of funk with the Seven of Cups, which is not always a pond of festering funk, but right now it is because it's gross. And the devil reversed the Saturn. Maybe you haven't been, yeah. You haven't been having the energy of Saturn here with your funk. And the devil gets a bad rap because sometimes, because they're like, oh, the devil ain't letting me do it. Or like the devil's got you chained. Well, sometimes your motherfucking ass needs to be chained. You need some discipline. You lack a discipline. Okay? You lack discipline. And I think you've lacked that with somewhere in your emotions, like something in there you haven't been dealing with, all right? And you've just been letting it grow like the bog of eternal stench. And it's bad. It's bad. And the dragon's like, it's talking about that lunar symbolism. It's time. What's hidden on that other side, that dark side. We need to let it out. Or you need to go there. Or even if you don't let it out, okay? You don't have to let it out. But you need to go there. And you need to sit with it. And you need to be in it. All right? Because the dark always needs to be the dark. But something needs to be cleansed. And you have a fire to bring to the dark. And here with the dragonfly, you can fly in there. And you don't have to land there. But you've got some clear, clean water right here. Okay? This is like, it's surfboard or something. You don't have to, you need to be there. Because if you're the elephant in the Seven of Cups, you're going to sink. Like in, wow, this is like all throwback to all my childhood movies. Never-ending Story. When the horse sinks, the elephant's going to sink here. He's too heavy. He's too heavy here. but the Dragonfly isn't. The Dragonfly can navigate the Seven of Cups. It can flit from cup to cup. It can be like, what's in this one? And it's like, oh, here, let me pour you some clear water in there. You see? You can't really see, but those cups are this beautiful color blue. They're beautiful cups. This is a beautiful card, I think. And it's not always negative. There's beauty here. There's beauty in the dark, but you need to clean it up. We need to clean it up a little bit. All right, let's get one more. Ooh, I like this. This is exciting. I like this walk. These spirit walks. Hopefully you do too. The Tower, Mars, and Saturn as well. I was looking at this card actually just last night, and this right here was like a rocket ship, and that's the tail end of this rocket ship, and that's the fire, you know, and it's fuzzing around in there. And there's the eye. There's the eye. The eye. It's not just like a third eye either. It's just like an eye all over your body and your whole energy field. All of those other ways we pick up and see, not just the pineal, whatever. No. It's time to go into the dark. It's time to clean it up. Let me get one of these. I call these the sisters, and then I forget the real name. The Enchanted Spell Oracle. What have the sisters to say about the spirit walk? What guidance have they for us today? I'm thirsty. Ladies, have you nothing to say? They're shy. Maybe they're just shy because we're on camera. Intellect. Talking about Mercury, the intelligence. You know, there's a little spade, a little white spade. Swords, air, mind, dragonfly. Talking about dragonfly with hanged man energy. Hanged man energy is also about the body. Very body conscious, body, mind, and spirit. I'm gonna get one more because I just feel like I need another. Because I don't feel like it's all about the mind. It isn't all about the intellect. Because you can be intellectual and be a dick, so, and have no sensitivity to anything that we're talking about. Maybe someone needs to be reminded of that. Prosperity and ritual. Pomegranate. The underworld. You're going to be in the underworld. But here, with this ritual card about ritual cleansing, ritual bathing, is important, and that's what's going to get you renewed, because we go through cycles where we're filthy and then we're pure again, and we get filthy and then we get pure again. Is there ever a moment when we're perpetually pure? There's a reason for its existence, for the need. Because sometimes I like to be in the mud and I like to be dirty, but then I also like to get clean. That's what this is reminding us. That it's going to feel really good. You might not like it, and it might be scary. And maybe all you'll have are your thoughts, and they might be a little bit maddening. Remember that. We had the 9 of Swords. The name of this card is Cruelty. So swords cut, the intellect, the mind. There's a fish there. Pisces, Neptune, the whale, the moon, Pisces, Neptune, those deep waters, those deep, unknown, hidden things in the whale. But remember, you're never alone, okay? You're not alone, and like Alan Watts said, that, or even Bill Hicks, when he says, you don't have to be afraid ever, because it's just a ride. I'm gonna leave it there. I've really enjoyed this, and hopefully you have too. And maybe we can meet again for a walk. Until then.